Okay, you know what, we're neighbors with you all the time, the office.
We're for profit.
All right, it's 11 o'clock. We had an 11 o'clock meeting, so let's get this thing rolling. Kristen, are we rolling over here?
Yep.
Awesome, excellent. Thanks for being here. We've got a great panel. Unfortunately, Mike Lyons is not going to make it, so we've got this trio that we'll introduce here shortly. But right now, let's celebrate some wins and kick it off. Who's got a win for me? Benita.
Butler's won last night.
Hello.
Yes, I got a picture. I have it uploaded.
All right,
It
yeah.
was fine. And we won those tickets.
I'm mentioning school wins. They're
I know, I know.
flying on Monday.
Good for civic pride. I mean, so honestly, I'm inspired. I think like anything is possible now. So seriously, like, I mean, I've really taken this to heart. Like, if you can win a national championship, y'all shoot anything. Like, I feel inspired. So,
Nothing at that.
you know, I mean, Sig says he's got a process, he's got a plan, he's got the right people in place. You know, he's got consistency in his team. His coordinators have been with him for years. So honestly, there's some things you can study, some things to take away. But obviously, it's a great story, and go out you. So, all right, one more.
Yeah, I won a multiple offer situation last night.
Okay, love that. Love that. Love to hear we got multiple offers going on. So,
Like 325.
Good.
where?
325 in Arcadia.
Arcadia.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sounds better.
Multiple
Lots of courthouse out there.
Hey, it all adds up.
Okay, so we voted at the first business meeting of the year. We voted, and the consensus was we're going to do 2 business meetings a month. It's
Thanks.
going to be on the first and third Wednesdays. I would say the default location is here. If we flex, it'll be over in the training room next door. But so the dates are set for the rest of the quarter here. February 4th and 18th, March 4th and 18th. That's kind of cool. It's on the same day both months. And then April 1st and 15th. So that is the schedule for now. We're going to have other trainings throughout. But for business meetings, that is what the consensus was. We're going to do 2 a month, and we're going to roll with that for now.
And you'll obviously be seeing lots of emails to that end, reminders, just like we've been doing, so you don't have to worry saying, oh, shoot, is it this one or that one?
Yeah, we still have to see you in the office anytime though. So
Just look at your Sunday email or your text on Monday or Wednesday morning.
awesome. So we've got a headshot event coming up, sponsored by Summit Title. I think we have slots still open, right? There's a sign up genius. So I know I'm getting mine done, but it's going to be Tuesday, February 3rd from 11 to 1. You can scan the QR code right there. And yeah, don't catfish your clients. I know some of us are guilty of having some outdated headshots in the industry. You know, some more guilty than others. Yeah, so this is a great event that's sponsored by Summit Title. So we encourage you to take advantage of that if you need a new headshot. Okay, coming soon, the $1 Million Table. For those that have been around for a while, have been with us. We used to do Lunch with the Stars, and I would say we're bringing it back in a new format per se. We're calling it the $1 Million Table. And so if you earn $1 million in production in the previous month, you'll get an invitation to go to lunch. So we're kind of still working out the details a little bit. Just want to put that on your radar that if you are producing at that high level, we want to reward you and celebrate you, and we're calling it the $1 Million Table with some sponsors as well. Our sponsors are Good Chicks and Summit Title and the office itself. So just kind of want to plug that, and I think we're starting that next month. So just want to kind of celebrate everyone who is in production and doing a great job. So more details to come on that.
Yeah.
Okay, annual awards and recognition breakfast. We have a date and a location set. It's going to be Tuesday, March 10th at 9:30 at the Ritz-Carlton. Again, that's kind of what we've been doing the past couple of years. So put that in your calendar. It's our annual time to again celebrate everyone's achievements for the prior year. And so it's gonna be a Rich Charles, which is still down the street, just on the other side of the street. Yeah, any
Please
more,
RSVP.
anything on that, Val?
Please RSVP. It'll be linked in your email and it's posted on Facebook and you'll get a text at some point.
Okay, excellent. Shred Day, man, we're just got so much on the schedule right now. Shred Day, April 16th. That was approved by the building, so it's a great touch for your clients. It's kind of, obviously after the tax deadline, you've got a lot of clients that are dealing with their paperwork and stuff like that, financial stuff. So Shred Day, I'm sure there'll be an opportunity to sign up and volunteer. We need, some staff to kind of greet people and direct traffic, etc. But this is turning into an annual event as a good touch for your clients. Again, it's a plug and play. All you gotta do is say, hey, come drop off your stuff. You look like a hero. So Shred Day is gonna be April 16th.
For those who are new to the office, we are the only office that also does recycling of electronics. So that's how we're different from everybody else. Everything but box. Don't think box TV, no box TV, no box computer monitor, but everything else. Drop off, Christmas lights, all that kind of stuff, but we're the only office, in fact, the only person I've ever seen also offer that, so.
I'll get you guys marketing soon on that.
Yeah, we'll get some collateral that'll kind of spell out what Wendy's alluding to as far as what's accepted, what's not. So thanks, Wendy. Okay, DR Horton, our lunch sponsor, you have the floor. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for giving me a couple minutes here. Does everybody have a little pocket? Anyone's missing? I have extra, so. So the idea of Horton will always have special interest rates, which gives you a lot of buying power. I know that a lot of builders have that too. I have included on the second page, sorry. Oh, yeah,
You
thank
keep
you.
talking.
Okay, thanks. Anyway, so the interest rates that we're showing here does not include closing costs. So if your clients need closing costs, then it'll be 4.99 FHA, VA, 5.5 conventional, and we could do $4,000 closing costs. But like I had someone that came in, it's a reload for Lily. It's like, oh, my closing costs have paid, so they're going to go with the lower rates. So the cool thing that I always enjoy sharing with realtors and clients is this little spreadsheet here. So this will help you, other builders too. So basically, I did an arrow what the interest rate is at 6.5%. It's $2,200 a month for a $355,000 home. That's principal and interest only. But if you would go with us or builder that offers the 5%, they have more buying power. There'll be at $410,000, $415,000. So I have realtors, buyers that come by, stop by, and say, "Hey, we have to be at 350." I'm like, "Well, how'd you get to 350? Why 350?" Well, it's just a number I pick because it's the monthly payment is this. So then we start talking. Next thing you know, they're looking at homes at 380 and 390. So the monthly payment is the important part of it all. So next part here. So I think you mentioned heroes. You guys are superheroes. So we do have bonuses for all realtors. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 bonuses. Those are on closing. So if you sold 4 homes, it goes by the order they're closing. So and to sign up is just get your first sale literally with us. So and then to contact me, I made it easy to scan that. I know David for a couple of years, since 2005, I think. So couple of years. So and then this is literally a list of all the communities that we have in Indiana. We sold out in Muncie, but we have a new one coming in Muncie. Pendleton, we have a new community just opened up. So we're literally like adding, deleting communities. So if you don't see a community or town that you have clients, just contact me and we'll go from there. So
What is the hottest DR Horton neighborhood right now?
I'm gonna say it's mine where I sit at, right?
Which is where?
I sit in Whitestown, 11 fishes, crossed everywhere. So
Okay.
I've been there 3 years. When I got there, we had too many houses to sell. It's a long story. We had cottage homes, townhomes, and single family. 650 homes. We're probably at 400 homes sold, closed. One more section to develop, and then we're done. But we have townhomes less than 300,000, like 288. So can't find that pricing out there. Huge amenity center, community pool, tennis courts, pickleball, 24-hour fitness center, pretty cool. So if you want to come by and see me, just give me a holler and we'll give you a tour.
I don't do a great job of tracking the builders
Yeah.
pricing. DR working for single family homes. What's the price range that you guys starting at and
Yeah,
the low end of the top?
sure. I mean, we could go townhomes, 288, single families, 300, 290, all the way up to like 5 and a quarter, 5 and a half. So everybody.
We have a lot of agents who do social media. Are they open to come to your model? Like,
Yeah, oh yeah,
some stuff?
yeah, anytime, just give me a heads up, and if you wanna do social medias, particularly, let's say, I don't know, Greenwood, let me know, we'll get you inside our homes. And if you find a home that's listed by DR Horton, don't schedule the showing, call me, I'll get you access. Yeah, we use Broker Bay, but it goes to somebody at the office, that person contacts our online person contacts the salesperson. If you want easy access to our homes, just call one number, it's fine, so, yeah.
All right,
Okay,
excellent.
all right,
We got
thank you. Yeah, enjoy lunch. Thank you, sir.
Steve's, oh, yeah.
Steve.
See him.
Yeah.
All right. Hello, everybody. I'm that guy right there. That's my company, Armadillo. Just quickly, just to reiterate, last year, we had a goal of 100 and we hit 86. The top producer was, if we hit it, was to have dinner out at HC Tavern. And Doug got a bottle of booze. If we hit, we didn't hit, but both those things are still happening. So we're setting it at 100 again this year. This year, let's hit it this time, and we'll have the same bonuses and structure in place for that. Also said, if you haven't heard, we're still at 4.7 Google rating, which is top notch in the warranty space. Better Business Bureau, check us out there. You've got me as an advocate. Been in this business going on, starting May, will be 15 years that I've been doing warranty, longer than any warranty rep in your market. Reason warranty reps leave is because they can't handle warranty. I can handle warranty, not because I'm a tough guy or anything like that, but because I represent a company that makes it very easy to handle. That is golden in the warranty business. So all that to say, if you have any issues, ever call me, let me get on it. If anything goes south, get me involved right away. We'll find a solution immediately. So all that to say, thank you very much for your business and thank you for a great year.
All right, excellent.
I just wanted to say real quick, Steve is not getting out of the park for social media.
Oh,
I don't know if you've seen his-
AI stuff.
yeah, friend me on Facebook if you haven't yet. I'm doing a bunch of stuff with armadillos, like real armadillos.
Excellent.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Very good. My name, Mark.
You did great, yeah. Hi, Mark Pucci with Cross Country Mortgage, and wanted to let you know, right now, a lot of people are asking, realtors are asking clients about why a lot of people are hesitating, that's what I'm trying to say, to buy or sell. And a lot of times realtors are asking the wrong questions in my mind. So I've reframed a little bit of even what I used to say, and instead of asking why they don't want to move forward, kind of reframe it and say, are you waiting for rates to drop? Are you waiting for home prices to come down? Or are you waiting to get a little more certainty or clarity inside just to know for sure this is the right time to purchase? And all three of those questions or conversations are entirely different, right? So I think digging into it, because rates are going to move, right? We saw them come down. Now, guess what? They're going back up. Home prices are very localized, right? But the clarity, the clarity that clients need, that's something that's very, very constant. And that's where I think we can control that. So if the client has clarity on their payment, all that, but mainly what's their exit plan? And I know that sounds weird to say, but what's their exit plan? I think hesitation drops pretty darn quickly, right? So to me, the people that are winning in the real estate side of things, the mortgage side of things, they're not pushing clients, they're clarifying with clients. And that leads me to our event that we just did yesterday at Eddie Merlot's, and we've got our next one at Tiburon next Tuesday from 11:45 to noon. We literally might have one seat left. I don't know. We're pretty, like, this thing's been well attended. Yesterday, I think we had except for one IU fan who didn't show. We were sold out. Where'd that kid go?
There he is. There he is.
There he is. So we're going through the winning with objections, where we're taking the top 11 objections you typically get, we're turning those into opportunities. And we're addressing very specifically all the things that I just mentioned here. Okay, so Jenny, I'll ask you, you were there yesterday. Thoughts?
I thought it was great. I loved all the scripting you went through, and I loved how you had the group interact in order to fill out the scripting and went over it multiple times to make it stick. That's really good.
Good, thank you. All right, the other, we have tomorrow, Monthly with Mark. So this is our podcast that we do. Very relevant, very up to date on what's happening in the market. If you've not paid attention, we had $20 billion go into to buying mortgage-backed securities from Fannie Mae. That brought rates down a little bit. And then just Monday and over the weekend, we had some turmoil overseas and tariff threats, and boom, rates came back up. Very exciting. So we're gonna give you the lowdown, because you guys, you have to know some of this when you're talking to your clients, because you're the first line of communication. And if you're getting objections about what they heard in the news over the weekend, and you're starry-eyed, this is gonna help you just be relevant so you can guide them a little bit better. And then lastly, how to refer me. There's my QR code with all my contact information. So if you have any questions, any client scenarios, any listings that are stale, I've got Cindy who cornered me. She's got a listing that she needs to help sell. So we've got a marketing strategy that's highly effective. Cam's one of my first success stories, million 150, I think it was, out in McCoursville. 51 or 2 days on the market, no offers. I think very little traffic. We went live with our marketing strategy on a Saturday. He was under contract by the following Thursday. So if you've got listings that are sitting, we have a great marketing plan for you guys. Thank you.
This just came out yesterday. So apparently Broker Bay is becoming Supra One, and I think Supra One was the parent company anyway. I don't know a lot about this, but this was emailed to you yesterday. So my board has actually done a really good job of condensing their emails that they send out. So this is in there. I'm hoping that it will be an improved version of Broker Bay. But I don't know everything right now. That just came out yesterday. So it's going to change, the name's going to change. So just be aware of that.
And so is the app.
Yeah. Yep.
It updates.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. We're gonna now pivot to our panel. Sadly, Mike had to bail, had some come up, so we're gonna roll with these three awesome individuals, and we're gonna hop into it. So let's start with Megan. Welcome. Tell us what you did in 2025 as far as units and production.
We did personally 31 million and 81 units.
Okay, and tell us what your team dynamic is.
We have 7 agents, about 5 of them are newbies. Andy Sullivan is my assistant team leader. He's the man, the myth, the legend. And he helps onboard the new babies and gatekeep them a little bit. So altogether we did 48 million as a team.
Excellent.
Yes.
Stuart?
We did 21.4 million over 70 units, and we run a small team, 2 Rockstar admin and 2 fire stations.
Kevin?
Did 45 units, 19.2 million solo.
Okay. And let's go snake draft. So Kevin, 2026 goals.
My goals for personal production do 60 at 24 million.
Okay.
We're gonna be at 24 million as well. I was gonna pull up my unit count, 86 units.
24 million, $1.
Say yours one more time, Jordan.
24 million, 86 units.
Okay. Megan?
I think as our WISE group grows, our goal is always to be about 20 million above the last year.
Okay.
So we'll push 75 million, and that's our stretch goal.
Okay.
And then we have a softer goal of 60.
Okay. Excellent. All right, so we'll just kind of do popcorn style, whoever feels compelled to answer. What is the main bucket that you source the majority of your business from?
I broke mine down. Every year we do a state of the company like Gary Keller does for KW, and I break down, by percentage and number where every single piece of business came from, because we track that throughout the year when we do our like close out each property. So we did 61% of our business was sphere repeat and referral business, and I could break it out farther as far as FISBOs and sign calls and some of those other things, but I would say that's the lion's share of our business comes from those sources.
Our business is mostly referral based, and we do get a lot of leads online, social media, and we've been cultivating those. And we get leads through Instagram or through our Google Drive, Google AdWords, but mostly it's referrals. And I think that relationships are so important, and especially post COVID, and community is so important that if you've had any kind of book of business, you should just go back into your book and start making phone calls and going back to creating relationships with people. I think that probably all of our clients are missing community, and we should be considered like community drivers within our little spheres and getting them together. I think what I've learned over the years is putting reloads together and things like that, having little like wise groups, like you have your client events and stuff, but the smaller ones I think really work if you can put it together with your people. Anyone that you've ever sold to, that should be who you should be prospecting to.
Yeah. My business is about 50-50 between past clients, referrals, and Zillow advertising. And it's about 55% buyers, 45% sellers.
And Kevin, how long have you been working in this market?
I moved here from Chicago in 2017. So what, 7 years?
Okay. And so, I mean, I would say that part of your business strategy is maybe looks a little bit different because your network or your sphere maybe is a little younger. Would that be a fair assessment?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I moved here and literally didn't know anybody in Indianapolis. So, I started with all the hard things like doing open houses and calling for sale by owners and, doing online advertising. So, the cool thing last year, now that I'm like 8 years into this market, I started to get more past clients that are moving up because I've been here for a period of time. So my average sales price grew from $285 to $425 year over year. And that's the highest my sales price has ever been because of finally having clients moving up, which is exciting.
Right. So, I mean, that's a really good point. So essentially, 8 years of being in the business and starting with knowing no one. And now he's starting to reap those rewards of those repeat clients that are now moving up into that higher price point. So no matter where you are in your business, I just think that you should have some optimism that if you can kind of get over the hump, if you can find your groove, they tend to come back to you. Now, we would always like it to be 100%, but it's not. And yet that is part of the cycle of our business, right? That you do have those repeat and referral customers that are going to move up, especially in Kevin's case, he worked with a lot of first-time home buyers, right? And they were have-not-mets, they were first-time home buyers, and now they're doing not only a move-up buy, but also a sell.
Yeah.
Right. So now you're getting both sides. So excellent. Okay.
I like the challenge, Kevin, because I feel like how do you get them to come back? You're brand new, and after 8 years, you get them to come back, right? Like, what is it? Is it social media? Is it calling them? Is it postcards? What are you doing to get them to come back?
Honestly, I suck at working my past clients in Sphere compared to like what Jordan and what you do.
Well, it's okay.
Like,
we all
I don't
suck at
know.
something.
Putting events together and organizing is totally like not my strong suit. So like I probably
Yeah, Val can help with that.
I probably keep in touch with like my favorite clients more and we stay in touch on social media and I do like a quarterly call to them in my database But I don't do a whole lot with them. And
But-
surprisingly, they're still
Different
half of my
business
business.
But I would say this, he does a really good job at what he needs to do, and that is the transaction, right? So I feel like he's built trust and he's built loyalty because he does a really good job when it matters. And then when the real estate need in the client's life comes up, he gets a call, right? And so, I'm not great at a lot of the softer client touches, etc. And yet I know that I'm going to get the job done when I get the call, right? So everyone's going to do their business a little bit differently.
Yeah.
And that's why we have a diverse panel up here. And I would just say that I think Kevin earns that repeat business because he does a good job at what he's good at, right? And that's what's most important to the client is that when they want to transact, they trust Kevin.
So I will say this about the online advertising for me is that I've learned that I'm inherently fairly inconsistent with like my lead generation and follow-up, which is to my own detriment. But I like having that also because like I just have to answer the call and I'm setting appointments, regardless of what happens on the Sphere side. So like that helps for me to level out my inconsistency with the outgoing.
And you also have, if we're talking about online leads, they've at least raised their hand to a degree, right? I mean, they've said, hey, I'm thinking about real estate, which is different than, calling your Sphere and maybe you don't feel like you have something to talk about with them, whatever. That is an advantage of online lead gen is that, they at some point, I'm not saying that they're ready to transact tomorrow, but they've at least clicked a button to, give them your information, right? So, there's a reason for the call. Hey, you visited my website. And then from there, fortune's in the follow-up, right?
A surprisingly high percentage of the people that reach out to me on Zillow are ready to do something in 30 to 60 days. And I'm really good at building relationship quickly because you only get, just like a listing appointment, you only get one shot to make a great first impression. It's probably not going to be the first house, but if you do a great job in like that first 10 minutes, then they're going to stay with you.
Excellent.
Even if you don't know them.
Okay. So Jordan, let's go the other way. You're not necessarily
Zero Zillow.
zero Zillow.
leads,
So
exactly.
tell us what that looks like with zero Zillow.
Yeah.
It's just a no right or wrong, just different. So tell
Yeah.
us what you're doing.
I think we found kind of what works well for us. So we like pseudo followed the 66 touch plan that, Gary said. Is that number changed? Is it more than 66 now? Probably is. But we do, so like every day we're posting on social media. Lillian does an awesome job of that. Try and find relevant things that are fun. People can share that kind of thing. We do a quarterly newsletter. We do a monthly mailer, and Lillian's been doing great with this. We do like something memorable. So like for Thanksgiving, it was like me in a George Washington outfit riding a turkey. And so like people got that in the mail and they're like, what the hell is this? And like called, texted, like, this is hilarious, whatever. So we do those things. We do email and text campaigns based around our client events. And so, we do quarterly client events. We've been doing kind of a similar style layout for the year for probably the better part of 5 years now. And we do giveaways quarterly as well. And so everything's tied to that. So we always have to say it's not about the event. Like our typical event attendance is probably like 30 of our clients or so. And there's been years where we've had huge turnouts, which has been great. But I'm really happy with 20 to 30 people there if I got to personally text and reach out to 250 people in advance of that. And in that, someone's like, oh, I'm so glad you reached out to me. I got to put my mom's house on the market or whatever. So it's not about the event. It's about the lead up to the event, reaching out to everybody in advance. And then after the event, sending like the photos to them saying, thanks for coming, that kind of stuff.
So it sounds like you have a system.
We do. Yeah.
And you have leverage.
I do. Lillian is my leverage. Yes. And Heather is my leverage as well.
Okay. So, I mean, those are my key takeaways is that you have some consistency.
Yeah.
You're in a rhythm.
Yeah.
Right. And you have a plan.
Yep.
And you have people that are executing the plan.
And I would just touch on that real quick. One thing for me, like this year, you know, our goal for this year was 20, I think it was 25 million. Because we had done 24 million the year before. So for us to drop to 21.4 was not great for us, right? Like we did over the last, you know, 5 years, we've done like 25 million, 22, 25, 25. So going down to 21 was kind of a drop for us. And so that's something that I've been wrestling with because everybody wants to succeed and beat their goals and go up every year. But one thing for us is I've got 2 kids under 4, one's 1.5, and I'm home at 4 o'clock every single day. And so I think, you know, the leverage side of things for us, you know, having buyer's agents, having Rockstar admins on the team, maybe our numbers didn't look as great as I really wanted them to this year, but the balance of leverage and lifestyle for me was the win. So
Yeah, and I would say it's not always, doesn't always go like this.
Right.
I mean, sometimes it goes like this, right? And that's can be market based, it can be life,
Right.
And that's okay, you know. So everyone again is on their own journey here, and you're gonna pick up nuggets and you're gonna say, okay, hey, I learned a couple of things from the panel today that I can incorporate or I can do better. And you know, again, I think Jordan does a good job of setting those boundaries and knowing kind of what his business is and what it's not. So kudos to you.
Thank you.
All right, Megan. So you're running a bigger team, let's call it. You're probably doing a higher price point than both of these gentlemen. So tell us maybe a little bit more about how you're running your team and what your priorities are.
My priorities are to help agents that are around me or in my team to have generational wealth for themselves first, because I think once we believe that real estate can make us independently wealthy, which it can, then it can also make your clients independently wealthy, and then they will love you for life. Because opening the door to financial freedom and success to people who are trapped in a 9-to-5 is something beautiful and amazing. And I think that's what Keller Williams does in general. And I think we forget about that part, some of it, because we're so busy working in the work. Right. And so I get to enjoy like you do quarterly calls. That's more than a lot of people. And you're cutting yourself off at the knees because like they're calling you because you did a great job, but you're also checking in once a quarter. That's huge. I don't hear a lot of people doing that. So I think like that's a really we need a community and share more, because I don't do that. Like I need to do that more. And so I feel like you're right, Doug, like hearing all of us talk and chit chat at Mastermind, I think that's where like we're like true real estate and attitude of abundance can come from, with this win-win culture we all have. For our team, we meet well, the Wise group meets once a month. We have a killer chat thread going 24/7. You know, whatever you need, you drop it in there. And so that's really exciting because people are like, oh, what about this on inspection? And I got this contractor and he's sick. You know, kind of what we already see on Facebook, but it's kind of nice to have it in a small little quaint little group. You feel a little safer because it's only about 8 of us. And so making sure that they hit their goals. There are part-timers on my team. I started off part-time. There's part-timers on my team who end at noon and come right over to the office, and I do a one-on-one with them. And so for our team, we meet once a month, and then we do one-on-ones around their schedule, whether they're part-time or full-time. If we can't do it in person, then we do it on the phone. And I think just a one-on-one once a month with somebody, even if it's your friend, that said, what did you do? How many calls did you make? That just changes. It changes, like when you come to the meeting, it changes when you know somebody's looking at you going, well, did you do it? It changes for me. So I have a coach. So I tell everybody to have a coach, and I love coaching on our team. And so I think holistic, like some people, like our part-time girl, she wants to maybe do 5 million. You know, Allie, she's pregnant and she's taken a step back for family. So coaching her on work-life balance, like you said, so important. To be home at 4 o'clock, and the difference between 21, you'll never remember that.
Right.
You'll never remember that.
Yeah.
You'll remember your little 4-year-old running around. And like, that's a killer that I think you're very young. I think like it's killer that you're young and you're pouring your kids as a dad. That's like really admirable. So I think that's cool that our industry can create these kind of careers. And for prospecting, if you have any sales, and look, I think most of us here have sales, right? Just go start calling your favorite people on those sales and say, hey, what's going on? The rates went down, they went up. 2026 is going to be gangbuster. anything, just, I think we have plenty of value to talk about. We should consider ourselves all the time as community advisors, whether it's just the Bay Hill Community Advisor or the Geist Girl, you know, whatever. That's Dana though, we know that's Dana.
So let's talk about geography. Where is the majority of your business centered around?
Hamilton County and Marion County, and we're hiring, we're looking to bring on board Lydia Jones, who is a Tucker independent agent. She's in the Avon and she's lonely, and she's been coming over to our meetings, and it's so nice. She's like, it's just so lonely, and you realize like what we have and being in the office is really important to learn from each other. So I'm bringing her on because she's in Avon, and we like to, you know, I have an Avon listing coming. I'd like to be able to have someone really local to check on it. I think that's true concierge service. So I think what we're seeing is making sure you just call, and if you have no one to call, expires and FISBOs are real fun. Aren't they? They're real fun. If you have no book of business to call, there's expireds who wanted to sell and didn't.
Yeah.
Call them. It's not hard. You gotta do it.
Jordan, geography.
So we opened our office in Lebanon this year, last year, I guess now. And so, I mean, actually never broke out like Boone County versus elsewhere, but we're mostly Boone, Marion, Franklin, Hendricks, and Hamilton.
Anywhere that we can.
Yeah, that's right. We really do sell all over. And I was gonna talk, well, if we can do geography and then spin back to kind of like.
Spin it back, whatever you want to.
Well, I was just gonna say, like, you had mentioned like for Seb Anderson expired, and you know, we talked about conceptually calling your past clients, you know, quarterly, and those are all good things. Some things that I've done this year or last year that worked really well is getting like super niche and specific on like what my buyers' beats were. And so if you guys have we all have Forewarn through MyBore, and that tool is insane and awesome if no one's used it before. I use it on all my background checks for my tenants. It's so good. But I like, you know, I know what people are looking for, and if I don't see it on the market, then I go to the expireds, and then I just go into Forewarn, look them up, call them and say, hey, you know, I have this person looking for it. I've been going to Facebook Marketplace and we just listed a commercial storage facility that we found through Facebook Marketplace.
Love it.
And so, and I found an off-market deal that I didn't end up buying, but I got under contract based off expired data as well, because I saw it was expired, and I called them and said, hey, I'm looking to buy something else this year.
Forewarn gives you contact.
Yeah, gives them their last known cell phone and address and yeah, everything.
So he's saying Forewarn,
Yeah,
which is FOREWARN.
yeah, Ashley can get you the access details if you don't have it already.
It's part of your MyBore piece.
Right.
It's right on the homepage, but
That's so good. Yeah.
Okay, and so you're using it for data mining, contact info. It's also a way to check out if they're bad,
Yeah.
bad
Yeah, it says.
peeps, right?
Yeah, it also says criminal eviction, I don't know if it has eviction, criminal and judgments, I think are both on there as well. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Sweet.
So I was just gonna say, like, the kind of concept of like, yes, you know, we do mostly just automated, like I don't go call each one of them. I used to do it on a really high level for a long time. And then we have all the rentals that we're, you know, managing, and then the business, and then I want to get home to the kids. And so it was one of those things where we had to leverage those things. So that's why we do the text and email and letters and those kinds of things, so that you know, it happens, but I don't have to manually do that. There's no better way than calling though.
Are you talking about
Hear me
off
right.
market or what?
I was saying for the database.
For the database.
So for the database, like there's no better way to get business than calling.
That's
Like,
how you started,
100%.
right?
Oh yeah, I would
mean,
just
'cause I watched you from the beginning, and
Yeah.
that's what you did.
I just sun up to sundown, just go to the call booth and just call people.
What did you talk to them about when you were new?
I used the Ford dialogue. So
FORD?
yeah, family, occupation, recreation, dream. So I would just be like, you know, hey, you know, so and so, how's the missus, whatever, family or your kids, blah blah blah. Oh, I saw you guys went to Disney recently. Oh, that's awesome. Well, you know, I know we have that golf outing coming up, so I've hit like the FOR kind of thing. And then I would usually hit them with an ask after I've talked through a few things. I'd also usually have a purpose for the call, like, hey, we have a client event coming up. Like, and right now we do like a giveaway for Valentine's Day. So I could call people and say, hey, just be on the lookout. We're gonna send it out via email, but full dinner with us, personal driver, it's on the way, like,
So
and that's
reason-
enough.
Reason to call.
Yeah, just always have a reason to call, and that's why I would do the giveaways, and it could be small, like I'd be like, we're doing a pumpkin carving decoration contest right now, like, send me your photos and, giving $50 to whatever, like, it doesn't have to be some huge elaborate thing.
What,
that's the
what's the
reason.
cost? What's the cost of the Valentine's Day giveaway?
I mean, $100 gift card to the restaurant, my lender covers the driver.
So-
And we do like champagne and chocolates also, but like, yeah, I mean,
But the cost is not a headwind,
yeah, it's like $150 all in for me, and I have a reason to call people and make,
which could produce
yeah. $9,000.
$15,000 commission.
Yeah,
right? So,
Well, that's
So, and
why
also-
we do events here too.
correct, yeah.
right, so also, I would say Jordan has the luxury of maybe not making as many phone calls now, is because he did them and he has the sphere and he has the tribe, right? You have a tribe. Everyone up here has a tribe. It looks different. You're still adding probably more people to the tribe, which is awesome, right? So, what do you want to talk about?
I don't have anything to say.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, what do you guys want to hear from Kevin? Because he, again, it's just a different deal. Cam.
Well, I don't feel like I necessarily have a lead gen problem. I have a lead follow-up problem. So I would be curious, especially if you're getting like internet lead, people that you don't have connections with. What are you doing? What systems are you using? How are you keeping track of leads if people are calling for the pipeline?
Yeah, so that's actually a really good question. I actually talked to Sean Hardwick about this like a few months ago. And like my secret weapon, honestly, is I use Brivity as my CRM. And so for example, on Brivity, if I pull up a contact, I can set up listing alerts or market reports. So instead of setting up like a MyBoar search, I'm doing it right in the database. So like listing alerts will be like once a day, they get properties that are relevant to their search. And market reports I'll send every 2 weeks. They'll get like properties that are listed or sold around their home, if they're a past client. So like even if I'm not making that call, they're seeing something from me either daily or bi-weekly, depending on who the client is. So I'll do that with every single person, either as a listing or market report. And then what's the frequency that I'm going to contact them? Depends on their timing. So if I determine they're a hot client, they're going to move within the next 3 months, they're getting a weekly call follow-up from me. Okay, so I'll just open up my CRM. Who do I need to call today? And all of my calls are listed on there. If they're more of a nurture within 6 months, then that might be more of a monthly call. If it's a past client, they're not doing something soon, I'll still put them on a quarterly. So I have a process for how am I going to communicate with this person, and it's built into the CRM. The other cool thing about Brivity is that I can track my numbers in there. So, Keller Williams always talks about tracking, but Command doesn't have a great way to do that based on your activity in the CRM. So if I'm logging a call with somebody in Brivity, I have an activity tracking on my homepage. It'll tell me how many calls did I make today, this week, this month, how many contacts, how many appointments.
Let's spill some numbers here.
What do you mean?
December 2025.
I don't have that up here, but like when we did our goal planning for this year, we looked at, okay, what's our goal for the number of homes that we want to sell? And let's backtrack that for how many appointments I need to go on to sell that many houses. And then it's like, okay, how many people do I need to talk to set one appointment? And
what are those numbers? Do you know those numbers?
Yeah. So for me, if I go on 5 appointments a week, I'll probably sell 1 to 2 houses this week. So
you'll get 5 appointments equals one to 2 pieces of business.
Yeah.
Okay. So is that your weekly goal?
Yeah, exactly.
Your weekly goal is 5 appointments.
Yep. So every week I'm working towards going on at least 5 appointments. It could be a consultation, a listing appointment, a showing appointment. it doesn't matter, but I log it in the CRM. So I know, am I on track or off track for my monthly goal of 20
appointments.
appointments?
Kevin, are you scheduling your calls on your calendar?
It's right in the CRM.
I think, are you time?
Time block.
Time blocking.
My basic framework is like, you know, the morning 9 to noon is calls, mostly follow-ups. Cause these are all follow-up calls. These aren't like cold calls or anything, you know, and then like the afternoons would be for appointments or evening if I schedule one. So, yeah, I'm trying not to schedule showing appointments or listing appointments in the morning.
So you're trying to keep your mornings open?
Yeah. It's not super rigid though, cause I'm not super rigid.
But he does it,
Yeah.
right? That's the key, is that it's getting done. Right? It's not 9 to 11 every day. It just gets done whenever you know, in the morning. Sweet. Megan, floor is yours.
Oh, gosh. I guess, wait, what's the hot point? Like, what's your
Regions.
Or what's a headwind, maybe in your business? Is there something that you're trying to, focus on,
Yeah.
or something that we want to do different?
I have the pleasure to coach Peter Stewart and who, by God bless him if you ever see him around, that lovely man. He did beat his goal. He had 119 units last year, and the year before was 111. So he was a record. He's awesome. So it was cool to work with him over the year, and he really needs an experienced buyer's agent. Someone who's full-time and experienced and lives here. So if you know anybody, please send them our way. And the same thing with Shannon Gilbert, getting to coach her and moving her from High Garden. She just wants desperately to have culture and community, and she is leaking leads. So we need a Fisher's buyer's agent could provide dedicated full-time service or close to full-time service. We call them Pop-Tart agents. We need some of those right now with the market heating up. And so really my goal is to get as many like young high achievers into the Keller Williams store as fast as possible. Because I think that I think the company in general nationally needs, this youth. They're so excited and they're so ready to sell. And like the Maddies, if you guys have met her, the Maddies of the world, and Cadence, we have some really we have a 19-year-old, we have a 22-year-old, and these kids are just doing things teaching us things about Reels and Instagram that we didn't know. So I feel like we're looking to hire like that young 20, maybe he didn't go to college and he wants to learn from us. So that's where we're leaking, is just good quality, candidates that want to work. I think that's in every industry.
Yeah, and that could be a call, that can be a touch point for your sphere, for the people that you're in a relationship with, is, hey, do you have anyone that's talked to you about getting into the business, right? I mean, that's just an organic touch that could be on the menu of reasons why, you may want to contact someone. Hey, I know at some point you mentioned that you were interested in investing, or that you wanted to get your license, or you have a son who is interested in getting into business, right? So
love realtor kids.
Absolutely.
We like that. We're warmed up already.
I have a question for Megan.
Yes. Thanks.
If I want to raise my average sales price or work with more higher end clients, do you have any suggestions about that? Because you're crushing
Well,
it.
thank you. Yeah, Maddie just booked not one but two BAAs, high-end luxury clients by holding open houses.
Really?
So
Nice.
find open houses. I know, I don't like open houses either. I heard you say.
I like open houses.
Okay.
Yeah,
I mean, number one, open houses are killing it. They've been killing it since July of 2024, and we have picked up so many buyers.
Wow.
I had a me on a 2.7 because of an open house that I did. So I feel like open houses are opening the door to people who aren't getting explained what a BAA is, don't understand it yet, don't want to understand it, don't want to sign a document, have an open house. Literally, we had Maddie open one of ours on Geist. She came back like 4 Sundays in a row, and so then the people kept coming, right? And they bring the kids, and so it built community in the open house over and over and over. And then backed by us, they didn't care. They said, we really like working with you because of your follow-up. We know you're on a well-respected team, and we have a lot of clients or a lot of realtors, friends, and we don't want them to know our business, right? So it's not always just friends, it's just the hustle. They saw the hustle, they saw the hard work, and really, I think luxury likes sense of urgency and a follow-up. So as long as you got that, just put yourself in the community, and with your 8 sales, I would start calling your friends and family and your sphere or your top people and say, hey, I'm really looking to increase my average home price. Like, let's move up. Look, like, come on, let's go, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I would say that you have a stable of past clients, right? And you could probably want to be intentional. You could go back and say, hey, I helped you buy 250 5 years ago, right? I mean, you have that data.
Yeah.
And you could go back and say, hey, are you thinking about the move up, right? And so
I would do a net sales sheet, be like, think about the move up.
yeah.
Here's
So-
120K. Like,
So
you just
for
go.
anybody out there, right? I mean, you have the people that have raised their hand now that you've identified that, you know, maybe you're nurturing. But I do think that's a good tool or a good concept to go back to whatever historical, you know, timeline you want to go back to and say, hey, I helped you do this in 2020, 2021.
Right.
You know, now is the time where you could start to figure out, okay, hey, you know, maybe you did 30 sales in 21 and 22. You know, there's probably 5 to 10 of those that are at least thinking about where they want to go, or maybe you have an opportunity to know, hey, when it is time, we're thinking Westfield or we're thinking Lebanon or whatever it is, just so you maybe have a little bit more relevant information about what they're thinking. So when you get the new listing or you have the off market, then it's, even if it's just a touch, right? It's just a reason to say, hey, I had something come up in the neighborhood that you said you might be interested in. We're not ready. Okay. But it's just kind of maybe having a little bit more of an idea on where everybody stands, right? So if there are people in your sphere and you don't know where their next move is, maybe that's a blind spot where you could just get a little bit more intel about what that person is thinking, even if it's not right now, right? It's just like, hey, I know that this person is likely to move in this area in the next, right? And that really applies to anyone, right? I mean, and then you're going to get stuff out of left field where it's like, hey, I got a transfer. We're going to South Carolina, off radar. Okay, sounds like you need to sell your house. You're ready for that too. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I know that Mike wasn't here today, but I was going to talk to him about farming and essentially just kind of a quick overview of his business. You know, he's very focused on Centennial, which is a neighborhood in Westfield, right? And he's done a really good job of farming that neighborhood, of being the local expert in a certain geographic area, probably more so than the 3 people up here. Okay. And he's done a very good job of being that community person, right? Physically, client events, being solutions oriented in regards to, hey, you know, he started Inside Out, so he has natural interactions with his tribe, which is geographically based around the neighborhood. He is the neighborhood expert.
Yeah, he goes to neighborhood events too, so it's like.
Like blood drives and stuff. And there's every weekend, there's always a open house sign. I always say, put your name on your open house signs.
Right. So, you know, and again, his story is one of 4 up here that's completely different. Right. And just know that maybe you don't live in a neighborhood where that's going to be as conducive to your business plan. However, again, yours can look different than everyone else's, but he has purpose. He has, you know, he knows what he's trying to do and he does it at a high level, right? And it's, you know, he's not trying to get a listing in Greenwood, just not worth it. Now, if it was $1 million, maybe, but he's hitting doubles and triples consistently in Centennial. He's a known, trusted local expert, right? And you don't have to be that, but you can be that for your people, right? So take that concept and then apply it to where you live or your church or your whatever it is, right? You can be the mayor or the farmer of not necessarily a geographic neighborhood, but you need to have those people that you basically are, you know, you're counting on their business and you know when it's time for them to transact, they're gonna come to you. Right? And he's done enough in his business so that, you know, I don't know what his numbers are, what his conversion rate is, but it's probably pretty high. I mean, he's probably at least at the table with a Centennial seller, right? Unless it's like the bestie or, you know, somebody's aunt or whatever. I mean, so I just wanted to give him his kudos for running an operation with intention and consistency that looks a little bit different than, you know, your business probably.
But by the way, I actually talked with Steve Rupp about Mike Lyons. Steve Rupp lives in Centennial.
Yeah.
He's a generational realtor. He specifically decided never to farm Centennial because Mike dominates that neighborhood.
Yep.
Everybody knows that Mike owns that neighborhood.
But
Steve still sells in the neighborhood though.
true. But again, you know, the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
Second best is today, right? So if you have a neighborhood or, you know, Tori, where do you live?
Broader.
Which is
Meridian
not
Kessler, but yeah.
Meridian Kessler, right? So, but it's a neighborhood, but it's not like this is the neighborhood.
Yeah.
But do you have an opportunity to potentially do something more neighborhood centric?
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's like, okay, I don't live in a neighborhood, or I live in a neighborhood that's not very big. Okay, well, just go to the one next door. Or does anyone live in Brookshire? So what's your Brookshire? Do you have a strategy for Brookshire?
Yes.
Okay.
I kind of slacked off lately, but yes, I've done a decent amount of business in there. For several years, I hired my kids to do door hangers in the neighborhood, and we would do a theme, whether it's a holiday or an event or whatever, and stuff them with whatever. And so I sent them out
How many
quarterly.
average? How many sides or units do you have in Brookshire a year? 3?
2 to 3.
2 to 3. That's good business though, right? I mean, you know it.
It's good price.
It's close to home. They're gonna sell, right? I mean, in theory, you know, if you want to go into the data, it would be like, hey, you should pick a neighborhood that has like a certain turnover ratio, right, or percentage.
Yeah.
That's great, but you could also just do a really good job where you live, right, and make sure you get the 3 or 4 every year that are literally on your doorstep, right? Like, you know, if you're looking for business, why don't you look close to home, right? I mean, start what you know. I would bet that most of you know your neighborhood or know where you live, right? Like, you don't have to go learn a new market. So if you're looking for a place to start, I'd start close to home.
Yeah.
Okay. And then maybe pick something else, right? So for everyone up here, again, there's different priorities or different strategies, but at the end of the day, there's enough in motion that's producing production, whether that's recruiting agents to a team that, you know, feeds into the overall production that brings in, you know, new sphere, right? So, you know, in Megan's instance, like, her web is expanding, right? And it's being diversified because you're getting into business with maybe people that are outside your sphere, right? And I think that maybe is one of the things that's overlooked in regards to when you're building a team. You know, we know that we have a geographic area, we know we have a good price point, right? But also there's all this other business here maybe that you're not going to be servicing directly, but your team has the benefit of bringing in, you know, maybe just more business in general, right? And it looks a little bit different than maybe what your sphere would. Wrap it up.
Yep.
Okay, wrap it up.
We're gonna wrap it up with a big thank you.
Can they connect with any of you in a specific way if they have questions?
Oh, yeah, please.
Yeah, technically.
Don't call me.
Let's do
You know,
one
our
on
entire-
do face to face.
Our entire roster is on kellerwilliamsindy.com under agent resources. So if you ever
You can
need
find
it,
their
it's all there.
Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for coming and thanks for our panel.
Yeah, wait, don't get up yet. I mean, the panel can get up too, but we're also really excited to celebrate. I don't know if you guys knew. Julie is expecting very soon. And we have a couple small things for her.
Yeah.
We did. And we're all wearing blue.
I want my blue.
We are. So it's the boy. I'm gonna put this stuff in the kitchen. You certainly don't have to open your gifts in front of everyone. That's my like literal worst nightmare. But just wanted to share the congratulations with all of you for Julie.
When's your due date?
March 4th.
March 4th.
Which I can bet somebody's actually showing us.
That's what's my last week there, then I'm out there.
Swear.
Yeah. We did. That.
Now, do it.
Today's your last day, last Wednesday in the office.
Next week.
Okay. All right, so, but this is your last Wednesday, so then do it today.
I agree.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Can I take a picture? You don't have to share gifts, but I do want to take a picture.
Thanks, guys, for joining online. Have a good one.
Yeah, I mean.